Welcome into day 11 for Mindset Mastery within our 90-day blitz. This is how we are going to scale into 5 and 6 figures a month by you mastering what's in here, you being able to put it into fruition on the physical form, income, results, paycheck, how you feel about yourself, your health, your wealth, all the things, how you respond to other people. Okay. Now, in our day right now, we are going to specifically say a quote by Carl Menninger. Carl is a person that I have studied for a long time. And when I heard this quote, I was like, duh. Makes so much sense with the knowing doing gap for what we're talking about this week. So be sure to take note. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, ring the bell if you haven't already, like this video, or drop a comment as soon as you find value from it. If you have a thought, question that you want to express, I'd love to hear from you. Within Carl's quote, he specifically says, and I'm going to read it right here, jot it down if you're a note taker, okay? Environment is more important than heredity. Environment is more important than heredity. The reason that rings so true and why Carl is on point with this and how it goes along with the knowing doing gap is because what it is you surround yourself with, the people, the environment, the situations, the talk, the things you see, the things you hear, the things that you embrace, that is a determining 100% determining factor for the results you have right now. Now, some of you might be like, oh, well, that's totally victim-like because I could do whatever I want and live in a place that, no one is prosperous. You're right. You could be that outlier. But if you want to shortcut your success, you have to pay attention to what it is around you, the people, the situation, the thoughts you have, the type of energy that it gives. People call it vibe. I just don't vibe with that, right? You'll hear me say that all the time. I'm just not feeling that. I just don't vibe with that. And the reason I don't, and the reason I'm aware of it now is because I understand what's in my conscious and subconscious mind. What I'm impressing upon both of those places, what I know, the logic in me, and then how I feel and how I behave. Do those two things match? Yes or no? And then I look at my environment and I say, you know what? I have more power and ability to reject what I see, smell, taste, touch, and hear, and I can change my situation, change my physical environment by being intentional about what it is I surround myself with, right? So I challenge you. Here's your brief homework. Pay attention to who you're with and how you feel when you're with them. Pay attention to the things you consume before and after and during your job if you have a 9 to 5. Pay attention to what it is you're thinking when you're commuting to and from work, you're in the car going to an activity. What types of things are you impressing upon your mind? Are you accepting beliefs in an instant that don't help you with your goals? Did you hear something on the news or the radio or a person at work or, on the weekend with friends that was less than what you deserve? And did you challenge a thought? Did you reject it? Because if Carl's quote is true, environment is more important than heredity. It's not just about who you're born into and the people that you grew up with. It's, does that situation, do those people make you feel like you can go the distance with your goals, or are you settling based on what you see, smell, taste, touch, hear? I challenge you over the next 90 days to challenge your thought of what you see, smell, taste, touch, hear. You do not have to accept a belief in an instant based on what the news told you, based on what this character said over here at work or what your boss stated or whatever. You don't have to accept beliefs in an instant unless they match your goals. You have the power and the ability to reject it, but what comes in must go out. What's impressed must be expressed. So if you are a person who is having impressions in situations, people, talk, all of that, what you see, and that is impressed upon you, not that is impressive. Oh, wow, cool. That it's impressed upon you and you hold on to that, you have to express it. So if you hear something that is less than what you're worth, if you feel something and you think something that does not match who you are and who you want to become, I challenge you to start rejecting it. I challenge you to start thinking, do I want to hear this? Do I want to see this? Smell, taste, touch? Does this match my goal? And if it does not, challenge it. Reroute the other way, because there's this thing called the law of polarity. You wouldn't know what inside meant if you didn't know what outside was. You couldn't explain up or down if you didn't know what the opposite was. Black, white, right, left, up, down, positive, negative, right? You wouldn't know what it is without the opposite. Hot and cold. How would you describe hot if you didn't know what cold was? How would you describe either if you aren't aware of who you are and your senses, right? But those senses, what you see, smell, taste, touch, hear, they lie all the time. So start challenging those thoughts when something comes up. Challenge what you have in your environment and reroute to the opposite if it does not match your goals. We'll see you on the next day. Thanks for popping on with Grace, Kirsty.